Hi guys, I am in the process of uploading all of the footage that I've been taking over the last couple weeks into my computer now that my son was very sweet and let me use one of his monitors, or not his monitors, but the cord for his monitor, so that I can actually use my computer. And I was looking at what I have to put up for you guys, and the first thing on the list is a very old, from like the end of summer, book haul. So I wanted to let you guys know that I am fully aware that this thing is like 6 months old. And if you're not interested in watching it, by all means, click off. But if you want to see the last big book haul that I got while I was still in Guam, keep watching.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you couldn't tell, I'm doing an unboxing that is really overdue. So these boxes started coming in June or July, and it is now October. Every book outlet box that I have bought is here. There is nothing in book outlet waiting for me. There is nothing on its way, nothing. I have everything, and I have not bought a book outlet box since August. So this is May, June, July, and August boxes waiting to be unboxed. That's why there is 7 of them. One of them I didn't pay for because it was one of the May boxes and it didn't come until August. So that was nice, but I made up for it by buying 2 more boxes. I have no idea what's in most of these because I only vaguely remember what I bought anymore. And I do have 3 books that I bought at an actual store. I have The Wall of Storms. I don't remember what this was about, but I remember looking it up. This is the second book. It was on clearance at our local bookstore because we only have one tiny little bookstore. And it sounded interesting, so I bought it. And it's a thick baby. It's like, oh, it's not thick as that was. That was like 1,000 pages. It's 850 pages. And then the other 2 books I bought were books 2 and 3 in the 5th season trilogy. And everybody says these books are absolutely phenomenal. Again, they were on clearance. They don't have the first book. I don't have the first book. I only have books 2 and 3. But I figured I would show them to you really quick because I did acquire them since all this. I think I might have had one more book that I got at the same time that I bought one of my boys' books. But if I did, it was just a romance, and I don't remember because it's been a really long time. So I'll just dive in. If I need to put this in 2 parts, I will, but let's see if we can muscle through. Book box number 1. These are in no particular order. I have no idea when I bought them all, but I can look at the receipt and tell you when I bought them all. All I know is that it's October and I haven't bought books in 2 months, and I'm going through a little bit of a withdrawal. But we're moving soon, and these boxes have been scaring me for months, so I might as well just not buy anymore. The next books I will buy are like the illustrated version of Goblet of Fire. Okay, so this one was purchased when? August 10th. This is one of my newest boxes. Receipts. Paper. The first book on the top of the box is A Curse So Dark and Lonely. I've heard really good things about it. It's Beauty and the Beast. We all have heard of this book because it's been everywhere. I also got The Circle of Shadows by Evelyn Skye. I don't remember what this one is about, but I thought that it sounded really interesting. I'm not going to be able to tell you everything these are about because I, A, don't normally do that because I can never remember, and B, I have 7 boxes to go through, and one of them is a big one. But it says Society of Assassins, An Empire of Magic, A World of Secrets. Sounds like a good start to me. The next one I have in here is Red Sister. I've heard really good things about this trilogy. They have the second one on book outlet right now. I'm just afraid to buy it, but they do have it on there. I think they have the first one too. I don't remember what this one's about, but I remember it says it's the Red Queen War trilogy. But I've heard really good things about this entire series, and all the adult authors, adult YouTubers that I've watched, whatever that means. The people that I watch on YouTube that read adult books, they all swear by this one. All right, the next book we have is Final Girls by Riley Sager. I want to try to read more thriller, horror, and this one was supposed to be really good. I also have a Nora Roberts book. I have Blood Brothers. This is book 1 of the Signs of Seven trilogy. Like, I need more Nora Roberts books because I read them one trilogy at a time. I still have one book left in the last trilogy I started because I cannot keep my head in one book right now. The next one we have is We Set the Dark on Fire. I don't remember what this is about, and if I was being 100% honest with myself, it's pretty. And I have no self-control when it comes to pretty books. It's about a school for girls. Distinguished young women are trained for 2 roles in a polarizing society. Depending on her specialization, a graduate will one day run her husband's household or raise his children. So apparently you do one or the other, you don't do both. Awesome. Okay, this one is called The Starlight Woods. I got it because it's a collection of fairy tales, and it is, some of the authors are Shauna McGuire, Marjorie Liu. It's, you know, I like this kind of stuff. Anything that's like a fairy tale-ish, I'm really into, so I have those. Last 2 books for box number 1 are The Antidote. Is it a cure or a curse, is what the front says. I don't remember what this is about. Again, this was popular for about 3 seconds a while back. I saw it, I thought, that looks interesting. And then the other one I got is Fame, Fate, and the First Kiss by Casey West. And Casey West is cute, fluffy YA romance, and I am always into cute, fluffy YA romance, so I got that. All right, box number 1, let's move these to the floor so I actually have room for box number 2. Box number 2 is also smaller and lighter. So this is probably the other one I bought at the same time. So what happened was I got a credit for the box that went missing. And then I spent the credit on 2 small new boxes. I was only gonna buy 1, but there was something in the second box. I wanna say that the last one the one I just opened was the second box, and this was the first one. Let's see. This one was purchased on the same day. So, yeah. Okay, so we have a J.R. Ward book, mass market paperback, The Love is Eternal. I think this is one of the Black Daggerhead brother books that are supposed to be really good. And then we also have Guilty Pleasures, another little mass market paperback romance novel. They're the paranormal romances, and I'm always in love with those. This is one of those books that I have the first 3 books in the series and have not read any of them. It's called Bloodspill. This one is the same. This is Ashton Quill. This is the 3rd book in the Great Library series by Rachel Kane. I have not read any of them, but now I have 3 of them. And then we have Waking Gods and Sleeping Giants. I don't remember which order these are in. I think these are books 1 and 2. I could be wrong. There is 3 of them total, but everybody talks really good about these books. I'm not a big sci-fi person. Oh yeah, it's right there. Right there on the front of the book. Book 1, book 2. Okay, but this is a trilogy. I heard it was really good. It is kind of science fiction-y, but I heard it's like a good science fiction-y. And it kind of, the format is really similar to, it's like text messages and stuff, and it's supposed to be a different little bit of a format. I heard that the audiobooks are great. We will see. And then the last 2 books in this box are Fame in a Small Town by Emma Mills. I adore Emma Mills. I've read Foolish Hearts and loved it, so I have all of her books now, and I need to actually read them because I feel like I'm a book collector, not a book reader. It's getting a little obnoxious. Okay, and then this one is a Sookie Stackhouse collection. It's all the short stories that go with the Sookie Stackhouse world. I bought this one because I just finished the entire series and I wanted a little bit more. So I don't know if it's any good. I haven't looked anything up on it. It could be terrible for all I know. All right, another small box. I was doing really good there for a little bit. Not buying too much, buying small boxes. Not a big deal. Apparently that ended. halfway through the month and then started again halfway through summer and then started again at the end of summer. Because like I said, this is from May. Let's see. Ooh, sorry. I will show you in a minute. This box is from the end of July. So we're just going from newest to oldest, apparently. So I have a Brandon Sanderson book in here, which is probably why I made the purchase. This is Hero of Ages. This is one of the Mistborn books. I don't know which one. Sorry. All I know is I'm collecting Brandon Sanderson books, and I really hope I like him because I have several now. This one goes with the Outlander series. It's a spin-off of it. It's called Lord John and the Hand of Devils. I don't know which one this is. I just pick them up randomly when I see them. I'm still on the third book in the Outlander series, and this part of the spin-off fits right in the middle of the Outlander series, but I'm probably gonna read it afterwards. And I have 2 books for that series so far. The next one I have is The Handmaid's Tale. I've been really, really interested in reading this for a long time. I watched the first season of the show and it just totally mesmerized me. So I'm curious. I've never read a Margaret Atwood book before, and I hope it's good. Let's see. The next book in here is A Trail of Lightning. Again, this is one of those books that was hyped for about 5 minutes on BookTube, and I was curious about it then, and I figured I would go ahead and grab it. Yeah, it's a blurb by one of my favorite authors. So hey, perk. I have no idea what that's about either. Do you see a theme going here? I don't remember what most of the books are about anymore, which I think is a theme for most of my book hauls, but this one's especially bad. All right, the next one I have is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. This must be either the Canadian or the UK version, because the American version is The 7.5 Deaths. I know this is kind of like a Clue type of thing where someone's trying to figure out who done it, and they keep switching bodies until they figure out who killed. I don't know. All I know is that it sounded interesting. And then the last thing that I have in this book is a cookbook. So most of my food is vegan. Not all of it, but a good most of it is. And this is, she's got a blog, something like It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken is what it's called. And she makes the best egg yolks. So my favorite thing that I miss, that I can't eat, is eggs. And especially things like poached eggs, like Eggs Benedict is one of my favorite things in the world. She makes a egg yolk that is outstanding. And because I love it so much, I wanted to try more of her recipes. So when I saw this pop up, I was like, yes, please. I know what that book's about. Woohoo! Okay, that is box number 2. 3. What the heck book am I on? Okay, let's move the pile because it's getting big again. This big one right here will go in a minute, but let's get the one off the floor first. Okay, this one's a bigger one. I swear one of these is from like Mother's Day weekend. All right, receipt. I bought this July 8th. Ooh, sweet. Okay. So the first thing in here is an Alice in Wonderland book. It's Alice's Adventures Underground. And I'm not positive. I want to say, okay, this is what it looks like. It looks like this is like an original version of Alice in Wonderland. So this is a handwritten, illustrated manuscript that was given to the Alice girl who the Alice in Wonderland is based off of. And I also have this one, which is Alice, I Have Been, a novel. And this one is part love story, part literary mystery. Melanie Benjamin's spellbinding historical novel leads readers on an unforgettable journey down the rabbit hole to tell the story of a woman whose own life became the stuff of legends. So this is a historical fiction about the Alice that Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland for. So they kind of, I saw them, I thought they fit together really well. So this one is handwritten, thank goodness, his handwriting is decent. And this one was for Alice, and this one is about Alice. So I thought those were really cool. I was excited. The next book in the box is As She Ascends. The first book came in an Owl Crate box ages ago. I have not read it, so I bought the second one because that makes sense. This is one that I've been wanting to read for a while. It sounded really interesting. It's called The Power, and it's about women having this power to electrocute men with their hands or something like that. Chris has it too, and I thought it'd be fun to read it together because she keeps meaning to read it and she hasn't done it yet, and I found it on Book Outlet and bought it so that I could read it with her. All right, these ones I'm actually caught up on. I have The King's Cage and Warstorm. This is the third and fourth book to the Red Queen saga, I guess. I am on this book. I just started it. I'm like on chapter 2. I was listening to the audiobook because I knew the book was in the box somewhere. I just didn't know where it was. So I figured that I would just start listening to it because my husband's on deployment and I wake up at randomly at 3 o'clock in the morning and I annoy my friends and then listen to audiobooks. What else would you do if you're on the other side of the world from your friends and it's 3 o'clock in the morning? So I have started this one. And I am really curious how the series ends. I know it's a polarizing series. Some people love it, some people hate it. All right, I got Bad for You. This is one of the books in this series that I picked up. I picked up the first one at the bookstore here locally. We were waiting for movies to start on Elisa's birthday, so way back in June. And I bought the first one. It sounded really interesting. I saw another one from the same author on Book Outlet and went ahead and bought it. I don't know which book in the series this is. It looks like this might be number 3. So I think I'll have 1 and 3, but I won't have 2. But I'm not sure. So, I mean, it sounds good, and I heard a little bit about it, and what I've heard was decent. This one is called No Good Deed. It is a Robin Hood-ish type of book, which I thought was, it sounded really interesting because I like that kind of thing. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Okay, this one I've actually read the first one for. This is The Princess and the Fangirl. I read Geekarella and thought it was super cute, and this is like a spin-off sequel-ish to that book, and I thought that it sounded really cute. When I saw it pop up, I was like, oh, of course, I'm gonna buy that. Oh, I do have Wonder Woman. I have Wonder Woman. I'm not a DC person. We're Marvel people in this house, but I keep buying the DC books because I'm curious. So I have Wonder Woman. And then I also have the last book in PC Cast's, I don't know what this series is called, but it's called the Goddess Summoning Novels. There's like 7 books in the series, and this was the only one I was missing. So now I have all of them. Again, I love PC Cast. She's one of my favorite authors. I love her adult romance books because these are romance-ish, romance light, romance, I don't know. They're paranormal, definitely. But I love the ones I have read. I haven't read this series, but the other series I read I liked a lot. So I went ahead and just bought all of them because she's a trusted author. All right, 3 more books to go. 3 more books, 3 more boxes to go. Okay, this is the really big one. Oh. This is the one that came months late. I want to say this one's from like May. It took forever to get here. In August, I finally gave up on this box, and then it showed up. I was like, oh, gracious. All right. I think it's from May. I don't know. It's old. I had no idea what that book is. Oh, there's no receipt in here. If I find the receipt, I'll tell you. Oh, there it is. Okay, from the beginning of June. I was close. All right, so I still didn't have it at the end of August, and then it showed up. All right, so the first book we have, I don't remember buying this, is called The Stone in the Skull. It's part of a trilogy, but I don't know what that's about. Okay, so I've been curious about Debbie McComber, and I asked online or on YouTube, I don't remember, I asked somewhere what some good books were to start with hers, and this is one of the ones that came up. So I went ahead and grabbed it. It's a romance, because I like romances. I got a graphic novel called Check Please. It's a hockey one, and it's supposed to be really cute. It looked really cute. I was like, look at the art. Look at the art, it's so cute. So I went ahead and picked this up, and I'm hoping that I will like it a lot. Because I get into moods where all I want to do is read stuff like that. I also have The Little Mermaid. I love these books. These ones are just so incredibly beautiful, and there's all sorts of like little stuff inside. It's not just the book. There's like activities and pop-ups and stuff inside that I'm looking forward to because it's one of my favorite fairy tales. All right, sorry if I changed positions. My thing was gonna go out, so I had 20 seconds left before it clocked out, so I figured I'd just clock it out and start over so it didn't hit me mid-sentence. Another book that I've been really interested in is this series by Kirsten Gier. This is the Ruby Red trilogy. This is Sapphire Blue. I know I have Ruby Red, and I think I still need the Emerald one. I don't remember what they're about. Apparently, this is when I was in my Suki mood, because I have another Suki Stackhouse book. This one is the Complete Stories. I don't know how different this one is from the other one. When I get to it, I'll let you guys know, because I don't know. All right, this is called Touch of Gold. I was in I don't remember if I'm still in the group on Facebook, and the author of this book was our book of the month, and it was the book for this, it was this book. And I didn't like the way that the Facebook group was run, so I don't know if I just muted it or if I actually left the group, but the book did sound really good, and the Annie Sullivan, the author, she sounded really sweet. So I saw it, I figured I'd pick it up. And then again with me buying sequels before I read the first ones. This is the sequel to Ash Princess. It's called Lady Smoke. I heard Ash Princess was good. Chris liked it. She told me that I would like it. Another sequel. This is the one from Wicked Like a Wildfire. This is Fierce Like a Firestorm. These books are magnificently beautiful. I hope that the inside is as decent as the outside is, because, again, haven't read it. All right. So this one sounded really interesting. I was curious about this one. This is the Librarian series. There is like 3 or 4 books, and they do have a TNT television show, which I've never seen, but I thought it looked really cute, and so I wanted to give it a try. Not cute, interesting. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I am getting mixed up with my analogies in these books because there's too many of them to count. This one just sounded really interesting, and it's about librarians, and they're fighting crime and stuff. All right, so the next one we have is Cold is in Her Bones. It says, protect your house from demons. Number 1, if you see a snake, kill it, then burn it. Number 2, pour salt where the air comes in, sills, thresholds, and hearths. 3, stay inside after dark, lock tight doors and windows. And 4, pray. Sounds ominous. Might be good for October if I can actually concentrate on reading. So this is book 2 of Nora Roberts' new series. This is the Blood and Bone. The first one was 1 or something like that. It's white. I can tell you that for sure. It's, yeah, year 1. The first one is year 1. This is the one that caused all the controversy with What's Her Toes thinking that Nora Roberts stole her title. But I love Nora Roberts, and I'm curious about this series, but I haven't started it yet for obvious reasons. I have a ton of Nora Roberts books to already read, and that one is still in a series that's coming out, so I just bought it because it was coming out. Next one I have is Batman. Same thing as with Wonder Woman. I'm not a big DC fan, but I'm curious about these books, and I'm curious about this author in particular. I read, what is his name? Oh, this is Marie Lou. Never mind, it's not what I thought it was. Ha ha ha. I will be quiet now. Either way, I'm collecting these books, and I don't know why. All right, there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason for this, I have another Debbie McComber book because I was curious, and this is another one that came up in the search for good ones. I have this book that's called Nova and Quentin's No Regrets. I thought it looked cute. It's romance. I don't need an excuse to read romance because I just like all of them. Chris is trying to get me to read prehistoric ones, and I think she's crazy. I also have part of a series, Split and Wrecked. I don't know which numbers these are, or even if these are like 1 and 2, or they could be 7 and 8, I don't know. But I have 2 books from the same series. Again, I heard that the author was really good, so I bought them because I have no self-control at all. All right, the next one I have is Finding Fraser. This one is like a tongue-in-cheek, trying to find Jamie Fraser from Outlander. And so it's like this girl who's looking for romance in Scotland, and she wants to find a Jamie Fraser. And I love Outlander, so I thought it was cute. I was like, I'm gonna read that. And then we have another graphic novel, because I thought that the art was beautiful. So I went ahead and bought it. I don't know what it's about. I remember reading and going, oh, that sounds interesting. I do that a lot. And the last one I have is The Irresistible Blueberry Bake Shop and Cafe. It's a romance. Do I need to explain further? All right, let's move to the other pile. Next box. Where did I put my scissors? Apparently on the floor. Oh, mess. All right, this one was bought again at the beginning of June. And I bought 2 book boxes at the beginning of June. All right. So the first thing in here is a manga that is based off of a fairy tale and battle royale mix. I bought this right after I read Battle Royale, and Elise loves fairy tale, and so I thought this would be kind of a interesting book, if not for me, for Elise, because yeah. All right, I have some mass market paperbacks in here. Let's go through them. We have a ripped one that says Hard as You Can. And then we have another one that this is The Princess Theory by Alyssa Cole. I've heard really, really great things about that one. This one is called Hard as You Get. Okay, so I'm seeing a theme here. Those two probably go together. And this one is called Ride Hard. Okay, you know what? I swear, let's just be real here. My husband left on deployment at the beginning of May. I bought this at the beginning of June. I may have been lonely when I bought this book. Just putting that out there. Okay, and then we have Leaving Amarillo. It's a Neon Lights Dream, Casey Quinn. I looked up like who are good romance authors, and I bought books based on those authors. This was probably one of those. And then we have a Cora Carmack book. I have 2 Cora Carmack books. I have 3 Cora Carmack books. So I read Losing It by Cora Carmack and thought it was really cute. And they had all of these ones. We have all lined up, all played out, and all broke down, all by her. And I don't know if her YA books are as good as her romance books, but the ones that I've read so far I really liked. So I bought more because I like the author. And we also have another one. This one's called Better When He's Bad, and this is another romance by the same author. Is Built. I see a theme going here because this entire box has been romance and like graphic or mangas, because the rest of the box looks like it's along those same lines. So we have another manga. This one is another Alice in Wonderland. It's called Wonderland. And then I have Geek Girls because I thought it was really cute, and I've heard really good things about this one, so I went ahead and grabbed Geek Girls. This is one of Lewis Carroll's poems. This is Hunting of the Snark, and I don't have this one, and this is a really pretty edition. Oh my goodness gracious, look at that. Okay, and it's got like pretty blue silvery edges. It's so cute, and I love Alice. If you didn't know, it's like my favorite children's book. And then I also have another copy of one of the fairy tale books. This one is Beauty and the Beast. The only other one I've seen online is the Jungle Book, but I'm really apprehensive about buying the Jungle Book because I didn't like the movie. I don't know if I'd like the book or not. So let me know if I should buy the Jungle Book version of this one because I don't like the movie. We have one box left, and we've been going for like 30 minutes because I talk really fast sometimes. All right, here we go, opening. I may have been wrong, there may not be any mini boxes in here. I thought there was a mini box in here, but maybe it's just June, July, and August. This is the last one. We will see what this one says. This one says I bought it in end of June. So yeah, I have beginning of June, end of June, beginning of July, end of July, and then 2 little August books. And I have not bought anything since August. And it is, and they gave me a coupon. Damn it, I love them. Okay. They're probably thinking, oh, you haven't been buying things recently, or you've been buying so much recently. All right, so the first book in here is, I'm gonna fly on the floor, The Muse of Fire. Again, popular YA book that I don't know anything about because I don't remember. I'm assuming it has something to do with dragons because there's a dragon on it. But I didn't have it, and I was curious. I have problems. Okay, then we have The Caged Queen. Again, another sequel. This is the Last Namsara sequel. I have that book, have not read it. Like always, I have problems. I got The Hating Game because I heard this was amazing, or Sally Thorne was amazing. I don't know if this is the right one or not though. I can't remember which one was good and which one was okay. You'll have to let me know. But I heard that she was good, but one of them was better than the other one. All right, so we have this library book exchange thing on one of the bases here. And I wanted to try out this series, but the book exchange, when I dropped a bunch of books off and picked a couple more, they only had books 2 and 3, so I bought book 1. And this is The Girl of Fire and Thorns. The ironic part is that last time I went a couple months ago, so like in August, they had the first one. Oh well, but I'd already bought it. All right, a Susan Mallory book. I love Susan Mallory. She's another one of my favorite romance writers. She's very goofy, fluffy, really no substance to her books whatsoever, but they just like make me feel good. So this one's called The Secret of the Tulip Sisters. And then we down to the last couple of books. One of these actually has substance to it, and the rest of them don't. All right, so the first one is Scream All Night. This one came out last October, I want to say. And Second Star Books, this is one of the books that they had, but I was right before I started buying it, and I thought it sounded interesting. It's supposed to be like a tongue-in-cheek horror, so it's not like serious horror, but it's like fun horror. Yeah, okay. This is a graphic novel written by Margaret Atwood. And I was curious because it's a graphic novel series written by Margaret Atwood. And this is the whole series. So I don't know how many different books are in here, but it is the complete series. I want to say it was like 3 or 4 of them, but it's a bind up of all of them. And the last one I have is The Devil of Nanking. So I took an Asian history class in college, and one of the things that really threw me through a loop was reading a book called The Rape of Nanking. And it is basically the genocide holocaust that Japan put on this city in China. They did more damage in like 2 weeks than the Germans did the entire World War II. And it always blows my mind that most people don't even know that this existed. And the only reason I even knew it existed was because of this class I took. And for some reason, I've always been oddly drawn to books about it. The Poppy War, I was told, is a fictional book based on Nanking. And when I saw this book come up, I wanted to read it because I'm still oddly enthralled with the story, because the brutality was just crazy. There was no concentration camps, they just killed everybody. But this is just another like memoir of it, and I've already read one and loved it. It's heartbreaking, but I'm hoping this one will be good too. So yeah, that's it. I say that's it. We've been here for 35 minutes and I've been blowing through stuff, and I have a huge mess to clean up now because there's boxes everywhere and books everywhere. But I'm not going to be buying any more books, with maybe a couple of minor exceptions, until after I move. So it is now October, I move in January, and I have not bought any books since August because it was my birthday and nobody paid attention to my birthday in my family because my family kind of blows. So I did it for myself. And look, my battery is now dying. Perfect timing. Okay guys, I will talk to you soon. Bye.